So, in terms of data management, once we've entered all of our clients' information into the database, this is the main screen that you'll see for viewing client data. Now, it produces outputs all of the data more or less at once. I've set it up so that our client names and client dates of birth aren't visible, just to protect privacy, but ordinarily those would be here as well. And if we scroll across, you'll see that there are a lot of columns of information that become visible. And it's really a bit too much to be particularly useful. So what we have for managing our data is this button up here, which is our data filter view. And we have two ways in which we can filter the data that comes to us. The first is through simple column selection. So we can show the name, the gender, the ID, the code, the status, the case type, all these different kinds of information about all of our clients. And generally it's too much to view all in one go. So what we'll do is we'll hide all, and then I'm going to add in gender, ID, status. We might put in birth province and whether or not the client, what should we put in? If we add in history of harm. So next time when we click search, it's only going to return those fields of data on the clients that come back. So that's the first thing. The second form of filtering that we have is choosing which clients we want it to bring back. And so we can search by name, gender, ID, by pretty much everything. It's not a whole heck of a lot of points searching by name unless you want to know about outcomes for clients with a particular name. But it may be that you want to know outcomes for clients who with a date of birth range or an age range. We may only want information on clients in foster care or in kinship care. We may want to know outcomes for clients who were born in a particular province, or for clients who have experienced life in an orphanage. And so we can filter by all these different bits and pieces. So in this case, let's perhaps filter by clients who were born, who are aged between 3 and 9. We'll hit search. So this gives us 182 results, and it shows us their ID, gender, status, history of harm, and birth province. And so this is a much more useful collection of data. It still spreads across onto multiple pages, you can see here, but at least we're not talking about 500 results and column after column after column. So what do we do with this information? Well, there are two possible, currently there are two tools that we're using this for. And the first is a simple export to CSV. And if we click on export to CSV, this will generate a downloaded CSV file. And then when we click on this will bring you all of the data that you just compressed and turned into the collection that you want. Yes, I do want to open that file. And it's having trouble with the CombScript. This computer is obviously not set up to deal with CombScript outside of the database, outside of Chrome, which is why it's having trouble. But if you're operating with a computer that's set up for working in Cambodia, you probably are not going to have this issue. So anyway, now we have all of this information that that we can view, that we can graph, that we can present in nice ways, which obviously is fantastic for giving feedback to donors on where the money they're giving you is going. It's one advantage. The other huge advantage is that it allows us to look at trends in our practice, see where we might be doing well, see where we could be doing better. And that leads me to our second tool that we have. If we take this group of kids and we click CSI domain scores, this generates another CSV file, and what this does is it brings in their scores from their assessments. And we're going to have the same problem. And for clients who have had at least one assessment, it gives us their domain scores across all 12 domains. And if they had had more than one assessment, then it would give us all of those assessments domain scores separately. So then we could look at just male clients, or just clients from Siem Reap province, or just clients that were referred to us between 2 dates, and look at their ongoing outcomes across their domain scores, which means that we can see that, oh, it seems as though all of our clients that we took in the last 12 months have really good outcomes in emotional well-being, or clients aged between 9 and 12 that we take in don't seem to do so well socially. Is there some way that we can change our practice to address that? So this is a really powerful tool for seeing the results of what you're doing at a population level. And yeah, both of them will come down at just a click of the button.